Hi, welcome to the NCAA Eligibility Information presentation. What is the NCAA? Well, the members and the national office are dedicated to the lifelong success of college athletes. They're committed to providing opportunity by prioritizing the athletes' academics, well-being, and fairness for the student athletes. The Eligibility Center, they evaluate and certify that student athletes for collegiate competition at Division I and Division II schools. They focus on academic preparedness, the athlete's sports participation, their high school courses, and customer service to those athletes. There's a timeline for student athletes who are planning on competing at the Division I or Division II level. In 9th and 10th grade, they would need to register for a profile account or a certification account at eligibilitycenter.org. The student's core course GPA starts their 9th grade year. This helps them keep track of their progress. In 11th grade, all students take the ACT they take the ACT. They can take the SAT if they'd like to, but the state requires that all 11th grade students in the state of North Carolina take the ACT test. That's scheduled in either February or March. When they schedule to take this test, they will need to enter the code 9999 in order to have their scores sent to the NCAA. They make sure that you are on track to graduate on time by making sure that you have 10 core courses completed by the end of your 11th grade year. In 12th grade, the students will have completed all their core courses, which is 16 in all 4 years of high school. In 12th grade, they'll request your final amateurism certification from www.eligibilitycenter.org by April 1st. You'll have to create an account for the Division I or Division II. While you're creating this account, whether you do that starts in 11th grade. In 9th and 10th grade, the account you create will be free. Once you actually create an account at the Eligibility Center for NCAA, there's a $90 registration fee. Now that can be waived if the student athlete qualifies for free or reduced lunch. The account information will include just login information and basic information about the student athlete, their school information as far as their academics go, along with their sports history while they were in high school. This information is all required in order for the student athlete to acquire a national letter of intent to play for a Division I or Division II school. It's also required for them in order to be able to do an official visit to a Division I, Division II school for the sport that they're choosing to play. We had mentioned core courses. Division I has the following requirements: 4 English classes, 3 math classes, 2 science classes, 1 history class, 2 other classes of either English, math, or science, and then 4 other of what's listed and or a language. So that's where your total 16 classes come from. Now all high schools in Iredell County require the following core classes for students to graduate and go to college. That's 4 English classes, 4 math classes, 3 science classes, 4 history classes, and then 2 languages in a foreign language. That's not necessarily required to graduate, but it is required to get into college with the foreign language. So you'll see that the Iredell County high school requirements are above and beyond what the Division I requirements are. When they do registration, the counselors at West Iredell High School make sure that the students are registered for the courses that they need to meet the graduation requirements. Like I said, also meet the Division I requirements. They also meet the Division II requirements. The Division II requirements are just listed a little differently. Same number of courses. Your core GPA is only calculated with those classes that were on the previous slide. So it's only the English, math, science, history, and foreign language. No other courses are included in that core GPA for NCAA. That core GPA for Division I is a minimum of a 2.3, and for Division II is a minimum of a 2.2. So all the other classes that your student athlete takes while they're in high school is not included in that core GPA. That's just for their transcript GPA. So their transcript GPA may look very different than their core GPA. So those elective classes that are not included for a core GPA for NCAA are things like Foundations of Math, Band, Chorus, Theater, Weight Training, PE, Foods, any of those other elective classes. The only elective classes that would be considered eligible for the core GPA would be foreign language or journalism. If you have any questions about this presentation or in regards to NCAA eligibility, please contact Angie Milliron at West Idle High School for any of those questions. You can email at amilliron@iss.k12.nc.us or call the high school at 704-873-2181, extension 1315.